First of all, it's great having you in the class all the
you.
time. And I want you to tell them about the wonderful community service you do to bring positive attention to your area.
Well, Rocky Mount is undergoing a revitalization, and the blog that I write, MainStreetRockyMount.com, has the byline of honoring the past and building a future. And it's mostly about preservation and restoration and repurposing of the great architecture on Main Street and the surrounding area. It's led to politics, which I'm a political junkie, so that suits me fine. But a lot of things have wound up being on the courthouse steps that I've had to address, and frankly, that's fun too. A lot of wonderful people in Rocky Mount, and new young voices that are planting their flag on Main Street.
Yeah.
And I see my job as you look at a portrait or a piece of art on the wall. I feel like my job is to help you look at that differently.
Yes, and you bring positive attention to your own community.
Exactly.
We forget what's great right around us. It's easy to lose track of just gratitude of the things we have.
Absolutely.
And the things good from the past, too.
Right. So it's been a very, that cliche about one thing leads to another, it does. Yeah. Because someone will say to me, well, Stepheny, have you met so-and-so? You got to meet so-and-so. They'll tell you all about their family or their, so it has led me down the street, meeting people, and they've been wonderful to share their stories and take me under their wing, and it's gotten a nice following, which I'm very proud about. And
tell them about when you were in the restaurant, someone came up to you.
Yes, I was leaving a restaurant, and there was the Shiny Diner in Rocky Mount, and someone was obviously having a birthday, and as I left the restaurant, I stopped and said, "Happy birthday," and the people that were there, they began to talk, and the birthday boy looked up at me and he said, do you do a podcast? And I said, yes, I do. And he said, I recognize your voice.
That's wonderful. And you learned how to do it in my class here.
Absolutely. The podcasting all came from being a student.
Yeah.
And I'm happy when I'm a student, and you would be too, because it's you got to keep your mind in gear, and you got to keep learning. Whenever I talk to women particularly, let's not be left behind.
No, and you're doing a great job. It's great having you in the class, and you just finished class 2 or 3 of the video. How did you like this class?
Oh, yes. No, I learned a lot, and I loved storytelling, and that was a piece of this tonight about finding the stories within your own life. And all that whole segment of tonight was right up my alley.
Excellent. Thanks again. Great.
Thank you.
How can they find out about it?
Well, just go, the link for the blog is called MainStreetRockyMount.com.
Excellent. And you have a podcast.
The podcast is called Talking Main Street with Stepheny.
Great. Talking Main Street with Stepheny is the podcast. Excellent. Right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Good. That's great.